Hey guys, what's up? It's Jordan. I haven't done a video in a while, and I figured it was about time to do another one because it's easier for me to talk to just a camera, I guess, when no one else is around. It's just me and my house. It's hard for me sometimes to talk to people. I get nervous, I don't really know what to say, um, and stuff like that. But I feel like if I can just help one person that's going through something that I went through and are going through or whatever, that we can help each other out. And um, I've been struggling lately with like this spiritual battle stuff, I guess, and it's hard when you feel like you can't talk to anybody. Even if you do have friends, sometimes it's hard to talk to friends about certain things. There's always that fear, I guess, of judgment there, and or something like that. It is for me. I'm a very private person for the most part. I like to try to keep my stuff to myself, except lately I've been wanting to share more of my story and wanting to share more of my struggles just to show that I'm human too. A lot of times we look up to people, which, we're supposed to look up to elders and stuff like that and respect them and everything, but their lives, when people's lives are portrayed as like perfect, like they have to live up to this high standard, like they can't just break down and fall down. We're all human, we're all people, we all do things that we wish we wouldn't, and sometimes it's hard, to show your vulnerability in that way. And I just feel like if I can come out and tell you guys that you're not alone, that people more than you, or if you're suffering with depression, a lot of people have that. A lot of people have anxieties, have fears, of things like that. We all struggle and screw up, and lately I feel like I've just let other things creep in my life, not necessarily bad things, just my attentions are elsewhere, and I feel disconnected from God, and I'm not in the place that I should be. And it's easy to tell because I start to get back into this depression funk. I start to get, I don't realize who I am. I don't realize my actions sometimes that I'm doing, and just things go crazy. And even sometimes whenever I do have like a routine, I'm trying to balance everything out. One thing starts to slip, and it allows like the devil just to sneak in your life and cause havoc, or try to cause havoc on you, or whatever. And that's what I feel like in my life has been happening. I try to balance everything out. If you're like me, I'm a single mom. I'm trying to work and provide for my child. I guess, a leader in my church. I'm head of a group in my church, and I'm doing a ministry, and I'm working every day. I'm trying to keep the house straight. I'm trying to be a good friend, a good sister, a good daughter. I'm trying to balance all of these things. I'm trying to balance my relationship with God, which is the most important thing. And then all this stuff comes in, and it's like I feel like trying to do everything, and there's so much pressure on me, and I feel like I'm gonna break sometimes, and but I keep remembering, like that song, I think it's by Hawk Nelson, that's called Diamonds. Pressure makes diamonds, pressure makes diamonds. And that's what I just laid on my floor and told myself over and over again, to try to realize that everyone goes through pressure. You guys, if y'all are going through something, if you're hurting, if you're depressed, if you're struggling with life in general, if it seems like you're just being thrown curveball after curveball and you feel like you're about to give up, do not give up. Do not end this life. Do not think that things won't get easier. Do not think that things are too hard or too stressful or too, any negative connotation, I guess, word that you can think of. Don't think that. Focus on everything that is good and pure and holy and of Jesus and God, and that He loves you, and He's there no matter what. Even whenever we screw up and we say we do sin or we do something bad, He still loves us. He doesn't like our sin, but He loves us. And that's one of the hardest things for me to understand and to grasp, like, why does He love me? I don't understand it, but He does. And He loves you no matter what, and He has a calling for your life. He has a plan for your life. He has blessed me in so many ways. He blessed me with a new home for me and my daughter, like this trailer right here. This is God's trailer. This isn't mine. This is for Him. He has blessed me with this, and it's for Him, and everything I do is for Him. And I feel if you keep that mindset and keep Jesus the center in the beginning of the head of your life, then it can't go wrong. So if you're hurting right now, join me. like like we're in this together, you know, we're all brothers and sisters, we're in this together. Like I screw up, I struggle just like everyone else, you know, and I just have to remember that his God's grace and mercy and his peace, it surpasses all understanding, you know, and we have to keep the promises of God on our in our lips and on our mouths, that he's always going to be there. Sorry guys, that's something in my eye. So don't give in to those negative spirits of depression that make you just want to lay in bed all day and not do nothing, because I've been there. I have just laid in my bed till 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I was like, you know what, I have no motivation to get out of bed. I have none, which is crazy because I'm just like, I have so much. I am so blessed. You know, that's how I know. I'm just like, you have to make yourself get out of bed. You have to hit your knees, literally fall on your face and pray to God, who loves you and wants you and me. He wants us to win this thing. You know, we win. That's the ending. We win. And I just read that on Facebook the other day, and I was like, thank you, Lord. You know, we're always going to go through struggles and hard times and pain. But if you think about it, like my friend told me this the other day, but it was from the Lord, because it's like you're struggling with sin, okay, and you have this side, and you can suffer in sin, and it's going to lead to death. You can go ahead and fulfill the lust of your flesh. It leads to death and damnation. Like there's nothing good come from it. Or you can suffer with the Lord. We're still going to suffer and go through things. You can have a peace and a joy also, and know that God's going to take care of you. That you're suffering for now, you're suffering to go through something right now. You know, he might be building you and strengthening you, and for certain things, you know, building endurance for this particular point. But you always have him on your side, and you always have a joy and a peace about it, if that makes sense. You know, and I've realized that there's nothing to go back to. If we would turn around and we would decide to just quit all this, like, I'm not doing this Jesus thing. Be real. Like, sometimes I think that, like, you are never gonna make it. I think, Jordan, you're a failure. Like, you can't do anything, right? I've tried living on my own for 4 times, or with other people. But it's different with God. With God, all things are possible. Through Jesus Christ, all things are possible, and we can do this, you guys. Children of God, my brothers and sisters, my friends who don't know God, like, if you're searching for a reason and for a purpose and you feel depressed all the time, God is the only answer. There's nothing else. There's nothing else without him. We are nothing. If you're feeling weak, you feel like people are just looking for you to fail. I feel like that lately. People have just been, I feel like, it might not be true, but in my head, I just feel like there's so much pressure, and people are like just waiting for me, thinking I'm just like this weak, pathetic person. And I got home today, and I'm like, you know what? I am strong. I am strong. You look yourself in the mirror and you say, God's got this. God's got me. You are strong and beautiful, and God has a plan for us, and we can do this. With him, through him, we can do all things. On our own, nothing. But with God, everything. Everything. I love you guys. If you're hurting and struggling today, just message me and let me know, and I'll pray for you. Sometimes I feel like my prayers, they're not as strong and as fancy and awesome as other people's prayers, leaders in my church or whatever. But God still hears them, and I know that. I know he hears my prayers. I know he hears your prayers when you're laying in bed at night, or if you're just crying your eyes out and you can't even pray. And you just say, Jesus, I don't know what's going to happen, but I trust you. Let me guys know, and I'll pray for you, and we can just bear each other's burdens. Bear each other's burdens, because we all go through things. Don't be too proud to come out and say, hey, I'm going through this. I guess I should be preaching to myself, because I don't really like to talk to people about it, about certain things I go through. But we do. So Glory to God for everything. We are blessed, we are loved, even in the midst of pain and struggle and things that might be happening in our lives. He loves us. I love you guys. Share this video if you think it might help somebody. Go out in the world and do what God has called you to do. If you don't know what that is yet, just keep praying about it and He'll reveal it to you. God bless each and every one of you.